To be totally honest, I am misanthropic these days. I am really not into other people, and I know that that is crazy, and I know that that is like not a good thing, but I just don't want to be around people. And who knows what percentage of the human population is also like that? Honestly, maybe not much, you know? I like to imagine it's like 40% of people, you know? But like, if I'm like some crazy fucking outlier, like, oh my God, that's just gonna be so frustrating. You know? I just wish I wanted to be around people, but I just don't. I just want to be on my own. I love it. I love the solitude. I love the emptiness, you know? I love, like, just the infiniteness of not being around people, you know? It's like, oh. But it's totally delusional because it's like, you know, I'm like using technology and I'm like using words and like I'm like walking around places that are built by people. So it's like, that's insanity, you know? That's like totally insane. But I mean, just like, you know, like empty courtyards and stuff, like, you know, like plazas, like just like places with no people are just like, it's just so different and like better, but like, you know, you still want like shelter and water. But just being around people, it's like, it's just, you can't think about anything else. Like, it's so performative, you know? It's just so like, your focus is on them. And like, I don't want to be focused on people. Like, I want to focus on like reality. I'm just like not like a person who's like part of this fucking world. Like I'm just not part of like wanting to be part of culture or society or anything. Like, what the fuck is up with that? Like, it's like so wrong. But like, I don't know what to do. It's like the hardest thing because like I can't like ask anybody about it other than the internet. But, you know, even if 7 people have opinions, that's like 7 random people on the internet. Then again, I mean, who knows what like agenda they have, whether to like make it worse or better, whatever worse and better would mean. But like, because I mean, I think part of the weirdness of it too is like, even if, you know, it's like I am like misanthropic, right? It's not evolutionarily advantageous to be misanthropic. It's like illogical, you know, but I'm still that way. I mean, I could just be like a straight up, you know, I mean, like we're all mutants or whatever, but like, you know, just, and not even, like it was fated, but just my life has ended up at this point where I have gotten into this personality, you know? There was, I mean, really, it could change any time, maybe not. But like, you know, I'm just thinking throughout different phases and eras and years of my life, like, that I could have changed. But I didn't, you know? I don't think I was always like this. I don't think I was. I think I might have been, actually, though. I think I might have actually always been like this. But, you know, my life has changed in different places I've lived and things like that. But who I am is pretty much largely the same, I would say. So I've been, like, always like that, which Honestly, it just hasn't been good. But it's not all bad. Life hasn't been all bad, but it is, I would say at best it was only 50% bad, you know? But it's been more averaging like 80% bad throughout my lifetime. And I don't know what to do about that either. But yeah, it's just I'm just like, basically it's just like I'm not good at being a person is the what's the word for it? Like one of the levels of truth here, you know? Just being a human being, it just has never been I've just never been doing it that right, you know? Like whatever era of my life, you know, was called for, I just wasn't doing it right. And I just was, my head was just not in the right place. My head wasn't in the wrong place, but my head wasn't in the right place. Like, you know, which are large areas, you know? I mean, like there's many different ways to do it right, many different ways to do it wrong. I was doing one kind of wrong, but it was just, my head was just in a different place, I think, is what it was. I wasn't, that's the thing is I don't think I'm like sociopathic or evil. I don't think I'm like that. I'm just definitely not on the side of like good and love though, you know? I'm like not on the side of like harmony and or like unity and like optimism, hope and optimism and like a better future, like actually making a good present and working towards a better future. Like I I mean, obviously that's the best place to be, but like I'm just not there. And that's like really unfortunate, you know? I mean, can I change? I don't know. I guess I would hope so. I would hope so, you know? There's obviously like a better way to be, you know? I mean, evil is just, I mean, there's different kinds of evil, but, you know, one is separation, but, you know, and I mean, or just like living like hypocritically or living in denial or, you know, there's many different like kinds of deaths and many different kinds of evils. You know, I mean, more obvious being like you want people to suffer, you know, you want people to be in pain or, you know, that's like evil. Yeah. Wishing harm on people. But it's just hard because if you're not on the side of good, like you are just like thrown out, like rejected constantly, you know? It's like even evil people teaming, I mean, it's hard to even imagine evil people teaming up. Evil people are just on their own, each of them, probably, you know? Yeah, it's a lonely world. So, I mean, I don't know whatever I just did, but I was just saying how I see it. I mean, I'm recording things like this and doing stuff like this because it's like I feel like I have a problem and I'm trying to describe it like accurately. And I'm like whispering because I don't want anyone to like hear me. Nobody probably can. But I mean, if I'm like ashamed to like say it, then why would I ever want to share it like on the internet, you know? Like, I guess I'm thinking I could just do it anonymously. It seems so wrong. It just seems so evil. And it's just like, why would I want to put something out like that, you know? I mean, I just feel like if you're so far gone into some darkness, it's like you may or may not encounter other people too, but like, you know, it's just so hopeless, you know? Like, I mean, just all this would do is just like, just be embarrassing. I mean, but I mean, I'm saying I'm not evil. I'm just saying that I'm just not like hopeful and optimistic and happy, you know? I'm just like not happy. Like, I'm not satisfied. I'm not like okay. And like I never have been. So it's always sucked, you know? Throughout all the different times of my life, all the ways that like I haven't like been in that state of mind of like, you know, like connection and unity and love, like, you know, like proper respect to like people, like whoever they are, and our relationship to each other, like all of that. Like I've just done it wrong, like time after time after time after time after time after time, like all the different situations. Just, you know, if I like, as soon as I can recall something, I'm like, oh my God, I did it so wrong. Like, how fucked up is that? It's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, I'm just amazed that I'm okay, like, with being alive at all, you know? I've done it wrong, like, time after time after time after time. Like, you know, adequate enough to, like, physically survive. But that's about it, you know? Nothing ever, like, built on anything. Or like led to anything. Like everything was like a doorway that I walked through, like, because it's time and you're moving through time, but there was like, it was just empty doorways, you know? Like I didn't like catch the like, you know, not like luminous, but like, it's like an invisible like staircase or something, or like bridge, you know? I did not step foot onto that. Like I just like went through doorways, you know, and it was just the wilderness. It was not even the wilderness. It was just a wasteland. And that's been my life, you know? And it just has really just not been a good time, not been a good trip, you know? I sort of had, you know, things going for me. I kind of like still might in some sense, but like not really. But I mean, it's not, I don't even know about my life. I mean, like all I'm just saying is like, you know, all of that, and then I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or in a week or a month, but I don't think it's going to be good, you know? I don't think it's going to be better. I'm just totally hopeless, you know? So like, what do, you know? I'm like, yeah, I'm just so dead. Like, it's just the weirdest thing. It's just so like, I'm just so hopeless. But I think for good reason, you know, because it's just my head's just like not in the right place. I mean, I could like change my perspective. I mean, maybe I do have to just mourn my entire life and then be like, okay, I've done it wrong my entire life. So much beauty has been like lost, you know, in terms of like the kinds of like interactions that like would have, you know, like people meeting each other, you know, like, or like being with people and us enjoying our time together, you know, and like, other things happening because you're like out in the world together, and then like people are like out there in the world too. And like just everything like cascades and has so many effects, so many consequences, you know? And like, it's just like, I just shut so many of them off, like, not on purpose. I did not do it on purpose. That's why I'm just saying I'm like naturally just like an idiot or something, like, which sucks. But like, yeah, I mean, I just done it so wrong. I mean, for whatever reason. And it's like, it's just very upsetting. But it just makes me feel like I'll never change. Like, it's like too late, but like, it doesn't have to be too late, obviously. You know, I could change, but it's like I would be a different person almost, but I would still be myself. I mean, that's the thing, is like, it's like, oh, I'd be more myself, you know? But like, it sucks too, because like who I am these days right now is so like shut down and so like not a person, you know? I like barely talk, you know, like to people. So when I do, it's just so like, you know, robotic, and I'm just like, I don't want to share anything about my life because I have like nothing to share really, because I'm like not living, and I don't want to just be like, oh, what's your life about, you know? Like, I guess I need to be like doing things. So, I mean, this is just turning into my like personal advice minute, but like, yeah, I'm just not interested, and it's like messed up, you know? I just don't want to be in the world of humans, and like, how long would I last? Like, I can't know, because I've never really gotten to do it. I've only had like tastes of it, and it's just been like, just ecstatically like good for however long it's lasted, like maybe 3 weeks at the most, but like sometimes like a couple days, you know, or even just part of a day, which is hardly anything, but like like I just don't know what to do really also. I mean, but that's that's something else. I mean, I'm just trying, I'm kind of just like confessing my thoughts. I mean, these are all thoughts that I legitimately think. Have I ever put it into words like this? Like, no, but do I think they're accurate? Like, yeah. But, yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, my thinking has been developing over time, and this is like where I am at right now. And I think I think this is the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I've just been so like, I just feel like the world like, it just hasn't been like real with the world, you know? It's always felt so distant, I guess. Everything around me, you know? Or it's like, I want to like what's the word for it? Protect myself from the world, you know? Instead of like jumping into it, you know? Or like letting it, you know, like just riding it or whatever. I've just kind of always been like, I'm just getting through it, and it's, what's the word for it? It's just like an obligation. Like, being alive is an obligation, and it's just like, okay, like, just got to deal with this situation of being alive, like, you know, and I mean, it hasn't always been like day by day like it is these days, but like these days it's like, oh my God, like another day. but like wake up in the morning and just be like, oh my God, like waking up in the same bed, like another one, you know? My life has not always been like that. I haven't always been where I'm at right now, but, I mean, what am I like, what was I saying about that? I forget. Let me like try to listen back actually.